Welcome to another edition of Kogi in Focus. I am Khadijat Mohammed. The previous edition was a special one devoted to the face-off between the Kogi State government and officials of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC. We shall revisit the issue on today's program. But we also have a lot more in store for you. So sit back and enjoy the rest of the package coming to you right after this short break. Stay with us. Welcome back. There was a mild drama in the Kogi State capital, Abuja, on Thursday as officials of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, who came to the state on official duty, refused to go on a 14-day isolation as ordered by Governor Yahya Bello and subsequently returned to Abuja immediately. The state government also ordered the DG protocol to the governor, Sunday Ayenibe, to proceed on self-isolation for 14 days following his contact with the NCDC team members.
The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC representative Andrew Noah said his team were in the state to work with the COVID-19 Squadron Committee to ascertain claims that Kogi State has no confirmed case.
To support the state to facilitate collection and shipment of samples from suspect persons of interest and other cases, and to strengthen integrated disease surveillance system.
Governor Bello, who insisted the team must proceed on a 2-week quarantine, said he is working in accordance with laid down guidelines.
Please, my brothers and sisters, the choice is yours. You're going to quarantine now, we shall take your sample, and then after 14 days, you'll be well treated, you'll be very happy. Including the DG protocol who just had contact with one of them.
The officials refused to be quarantined, and the state government arranged to have them escorted back to Abuja. Governor Bello said there was no need for any huge alarm in Kogi State, as the state government has during Lassa fever outbreak set up fully equipped isolation centers and subsequently upgraded the centers to accommodate 130 persons in the event of any COVID-19 case. He said COVID-19 has paralyzed the nation's economy, and to prevent further damage, he made the decision not to shut down the state completely, but embarked on effective sensitization of residents as a means of protecting them. He advised the NCDC to take a second look at the way it goes about trying to confirm COVID-19 cases.
And we're trying our best here in the state to ensure that we reduce the panic, we don't create fears, we don't cause pandemonium amongst our people. In fact, go to one of your sister agencies, federal agencies here in the States. Within this period of pandemic, death rate in Kogi State dropped even drastically because we simply provided that leadership.
He said the march all hands should be on deck to fight COVID-19.
We need an evolving synergy between science and common sense, medicine and governance to beat this pandemic. I will use this opportunity to tell our health workers, our frontline health workers, that we are going to give them health insurance, life health insurance within this period. And I am increasing the allowance compared to what we call a hazard allowance. Hazard allowance, currently we are paying 30,000 well, per day. We're going to increase it to 50,000 naira per day.
Kogi remains without a confirmed COVID-19 case, which is surprising to many, considering the boundaries it shares with several Nigerian states and the Federal Capital Territory.
Reacting to the development, the head of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, Dr. Chikwe Ihekwazu, described it as unfortunate. Speaking during the daily briefing of the Presidential Taskforce on COVID-19 in Abuja, Ihekwazu said you can only offer help where the help is wanted, and the situation made it impossible to offer the service the NCDC came to render to the Kogi State government. He said the incident sent the wrong signals to the public, as the center has a great relationship with Kogi State, describing the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Saka Haruna, as a personal friend. The Minister of Health, Osagi Ehanire, who also reacted at the briefing, said the team was in Kogi State to verify claims that it has no confirmed COVID-19 case. He said there is a need to resolve the differences that prevented the visiting team from carrying out its assignment through re-engaging the state governor and work with him and his team to create the conditions for which the Ministry of Health and NCDC can complete their job. The Kogi state government says the woman who claimed that she might be COVID-19 positive has been seen by the state COVID-19 squadron committee and found not to be exhibiting symptoms of a classified COVID-19 carrier. Commissioner for Information and Communication Strategy, Kingsley Fanwo, who disclosed this to journalists in Lokoja, said there is also no need to conduct tests on the woman whose body temperature was normal.
She works with a health-related international agency, so we expected her to know better. She raised alarm, and our team, led by the incident manager, the Honorable Commissioner for Health, our team went to her residence, and she was interrogated. When they got there, she said all the symptoms she put in her text message had all disappeared. So I'm very sure the team was very shocked about such claims by the woman, but they insisted they will still take the temperature, and when they did, she was on 36.8 degrees Celsius, so it shows she's in good health.
The commissioner said the state government will continue to conduct tests according to guidelines prescribed by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control. Kogi is one of 2 Nigerian states yet to record a confirmed case of COVID-19. The Chief of Staff to the Executive Governor of Kogi State, Pharmacist Abdulkarim Mohammed Jamio Asuku, visited one of the beneficiaries of the Asuku for GYB health intervention, who was delivered of a triplet at Federal Medical Center, Lokoja. The Chief of Staff, through his NGO, cleared the medical bills and donated valuables to the family, while he equally gave directive that his Head of Health Outreach, Abdulrahim Ohindase, to provide needed support for the babies in nearest future. Pharmacist Abdulkarim Jamil also extended his benevolence to other patients at the maternity ward. The Chief of Staff commended the Chief Medical Director of the Federal Medical Center, Lokoja, who accompanied him to the maternity ward for the good work the hospital had done, assuring that the hospital will continue to enjoy robust partnership with the state government. The Chief Medical Director, Dr. Olatunde Oladeji Alabi, commended the Chief of Staff for his prompt intervention and support given to the less privileged in the society, encouraging him to do more. OKENE local government has concluded arrangements with various security agencies to set up a joint security task force at Oguda, a border town between Kogi and Edo State, to check irregular vehicular and human traffic. The Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Security Matters in charge of OKENE local government, Abdul Razak Mohammed, gave the go-ahead when he led security officers to Oguda, a border town between Kogi and neighboring Edo State, following intelligence reports that some Almajiris may have entered the state through that axis. Abdul Razak commended the security officers at the border town for being patriotic and professional. He also engaged the local farmers on the need to be vigilant and report any untoward movement to security agencies. He immediately ordered 24 hours joint security task force of military and police at the boundary between Kogi and Edo State to check vehicular and human movements to ensure total safety. The new task force will also be saddled with the responsibility of ensuring compliance with the state government's interstate movement restrictions. The Joint Technical Task Team on Emergency Response to COVID-19 in Kogi State has promised to ensure free movement of food and all agricultural inputs within the state and to neighboring states. The Joint Technical Task Team, which is a creation of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, made the commitment at its inaugural meeting in Lokoja. The chairman of the Joint Technical Task Team, Kogi State Commissioner of Police, Ayuba Ede, said his team will do everything possible to ensure that the terms of reference as provided by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture are met. He called on the internal security outfit of the police, civil defense and the army to allow unhindered movement of foodstuff, livestock and agricultural inputs such as fertilizers and herbicides to all parts of Kogi State and neighboring states as directed by the federal government. The Commissioner of Police warned transporters to desist from flouting the federal government's interstate movement restrictions by using their trucks to convey passengers across state borders. The 9-member task team has the Kogi State Chairman of the Nigeria Union of Journalists, Adeiza Momojimo, as one of its members. The Kogi State Council of the Nigeria Union of Journalists has directed all journalists in the state to blackout activities of the Nigeria Medical Association until further notice, to avoid being drawn into unnecessary confrontation with the government or any other body in the state. The union also called on the Kogi State chapter of the Nigeria Medical Association to toe the path of honor by taking responsibility for its action. In the statement signed by the state NUJ chairman, Momojimo Adeiza, the union expressed disappointment that an association of the status of NMA could deny statements issued and signed by the body with the particular reference to a statement on the NMA stand as regards testing for COVID-19 cases. They called on the government to extend support to Kogi journalists who have been in the forefront of the fight against this dreaded disease. Workers' Union at the Federal Medical Center, Abuja, have threatened to withdraw their services if nothing is done to protect their members from contracting the coronavirus in the course of duty. The chairman, Joint Health Sector Union, Johesu, Comrade Obajemu Samuel, made the threat when he led other health workers' unions at FMC Abuja on a visit to the leadership of the organized labor in Kogi State. Obajemu told the NLC leadership that health workers at the FMC are exposed to the danger of contracting the dreaded disease since there is no provision for testing of patients to know their COVID-19 status and also a lack of personal protective equipment. He said doctors and other health workers at the medical center are currently working and putting their lives and that of their families at serious risk. Obajemu said that if nothing is done quickly by the government and the management of FMC, their members may be forced to withdraw their services or turn patients away from the center. He called on leadership of the organized labor in Kogi State to wade into the matter. Responding, the Kogi State's NLC chairman, Onu Edoka, expressed gratitude to the unions and workers at the FMC for their selfless service they are rendering and promised to take the matter up. Edoka also appealed to the unions to exercise a level of patience in the interim. Directors of 21 local governments of Kogi State have been charged to take precautionary measures to prevent the spread of coronavirus in their respective local governments. The Executive Chairman, Kogi State Local Government Service Commission, Professor Shuaibu Ahmed Ibrahim, gave the charge at a 2-day workshop organized by Kogi State Local Government Service Commission in collaboration with Ojanibe Consulting, Lokoja, recently with the theme Epidemiology, Causes, Clinical Manifestation and Diagnosis, Prevention and Control of Coronavirus Disease. Professor Ibrahim noted that coronavirus is a pandemic ravaging the world, hence the need for prompt and urgent intervention to prevent the spread. He said the workshop was organized to commemorate Governor Bello's World Hand Washing Day and urged the participants to replicate the lecture in their various local governments. He advised them to prevent the spread of the disease by following stipulated guidelines. The Permanent Secretary of the Commission, Musa Yahya Omoyi, commended the DLGs for their prompt response and urged them to go back to their various local governments and sensitize the people on preventive measures, which he described as easier to manage than searching for cures. The consultant, Ojanibe Consult, pharmacist Alexander Onoja David, in his paper presentation said, as one of the Kogi State COVID-19 Squadron team members, he decided to take the fight against the disease to the grassroots through the DLGs with the consent of Governor Yahya Bello. He described coronavirus as a family of viruses that can cause illnesses such as the common cold, severe acute respiratory syndrome, and Middle East respiratory syndrome. If you are just joining us, this is Kogi in Focus. your weekly program that keeps you abreast of happenings in and around Nigeria's confluent state, Kogi. For your information, event coverage, advert placement and sponsorship details, please call our number or reach us via any of our social media contacts displayed on your screen. For some time now, water has been a major challenge in Kogi Central. The State Commissioner for Water Resources, Abdulmumin Danga, however, says he has a number of measures put in place to ensure an efficient and sustainable water supply system in Ebira land and in the entire Kogi state. In a telephone chat with our correspondent, the Commissioner said 95% of the contract has been completed already and water supply challenges are about to become a thing of the past.
There is a very good contract on ground, a very good one on ground. Then we'll sign MOU with a Bilvisco investment to take Osara Dam to all the Zale, all these communities and even beyond the community. It will take all over the whole central. Then we've prepared our paper, everything. There's a report we are waiting for. Like from our own side, as from water resources, we have to consult the Minister of Mine in Abuja. Then I've written to the man. The man has given a go-ahead to meet with the people in Itape to seek for the permission of the user of that dam in Osara, which we've done that. Then we are waiting for their report. Although I spoke with individual that is on the committee, the technical committee, they're giving me the awards that is going to be positive. So before maybe in the next 2 to 3 weeks, they will commence a work there. Once we commence that one will be more reliable, that can give the water to all these 10 community and beyond the community in Central. We put a very excellent measure in place that the people of Central, it is time for them to say bye-bye to we are not getting water, inshallah, in a very short time.
The Commissioner said the project will be completed after the review of the 2020 budget. Danga commended the efforts of Governor Yahya Bello towards the people of Ebira land and Kogi State at large. A frontline All Progressive Congress chairmanship hopeful, Osanaye Francis, has held a motion to the state government to reconstruct EGBE-OGBE road in Yaba West local government area to reduce the suffering of the people and prevent a disconnection between the two communities. Osanaye, who lauded the motion in a statement issued to journalists, commended the sponsor of the motion, Honorable Aderonke Aro of Yaba West constituency, said the motion, if passed, will ease the plight of the people of the area. The chairmanship hopeful noted that EGBE-OGBE road, which is just a journey of 12 kilometers, takes an embarrassingly long time due to its bad state, and said the motion is coming at just the right time. He appealed to the assembly lawmakers to help give the motion a speedy passage and equally appealed to Governor Yahya Bello on the need to execute work on the road when the bill is finally passed. Kogi State Commissioner for Solid Minerals and Natural Resources, Engineer Abubakar Bashir Mohammed, has assured would-be investors of the commitment the state government has to creating and maintaining an enabling environment for investment. He said the governor has put necessary measures in place to guarantee the safety of their investment, noting that Kogi is already an investment hub, especially with the huge solid mineral deposits in the state. Engineer Bashir made the assertion when he played host to some investors from Russia who were in state to formally agree on areas of collaboration in the area of solid mineral development. The commissioner told our reporter the objective of the meeting was to also attract would-be investors from across the globe, adding that the interface was an eye-opener to his guests who were prepared to commit resources that would develop critical sectors of the state economy. The meeting also had in attendance the Deputy Governor Edward Onoja, who is the chairman of the state economic team. Onoja expressed readiness to partner with bodies and individuals with the genuine interest of Kogi State at heart. The Russian entourage was led to the state by the National Vice President of Miners Association of Nigeria, Musa Mohammed. Kogi State government has approved plans for the remodeling of the OKENE General Hospital to a modern central reference hospital. Babamaji Abubakar, Chairman Ministerial Tenders Board of the Ministry, who presided over the bidding process in the presence of contractors at the premises of the Ministry of Health, said the bidding is in line with Governor Yahya Bello's insistence on transparency. Baba Maji, who is also the permanent secretary of the ministry, explained that all contractors who bidded for the tender were given equal opportunity to present his or her contractual track record. He added that the job will be awarded to the most qualified bidder in line with government's due process. He thanked Governor Bello for his foresight to remodel the hospital and noted that the decision will go a long way in bringing health facilities closer to the people of Kogi State and Nigeria at large. While conducting the open bidding, the Director of Health Planning, Research and Statistics, Johnson Ayedobon, said the essence of the open bidding is to get the best out of the contractors who bid for the job. The Kogi State Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Abuja has reserved judgment in the petition filed by the People's Democratic Party (PDP) and its governorship candidate Musa Wada in the November 16, 2019 governorship election in Kogi State. The three-man panel of justice headed by Justice Kashim Kegama reserved judgment in the petition after parties adopted their final written addresses. Counsel to the petitioner Jibri Kutepa, while adopting his brief, urged the court to uphold the petition and order that the first petitioner, Wada, be returned as the duly elected governor of Kogi State, having won majority of votes cast in the election. He also asked the court to reject all objections raised by the respondents in the matter. The respondents in the petition include the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Governor Yahya Bello, and the All Progressive Congress, APC, as first, second, and third respondents, respectively. Kutepa, in further arguments, alleged massive rigging at the election and substantial non-compliance to electoral laws. Lawyers to the respondents have urged the court to dismiss the petition in its entirety for lacking merit. Counsels to the respondents, Alex Ziyon San, Joseph Daoud San, and Ahmed Raji San, relied on all processes filed as well as final written addresses in urging the court to discountenance the petition. The lawyers argued that there were 7 local government areas out of 21 in the state and 2,548 polling units involved in the dispute, but the petitioners did not present more than 32 witnesses to prove cases of alleged election malpractice, substantial non-compliance to election rules, and other forms of irregularities as alleged. They also faulted the petitioner for presenting a witness who informed the court that the petition gave rise to the report he tendered in court. According to the counsels, the implication was that the report was made when the matter was already pending in court. A governorship aspirant of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in last year's Kogi State governorship election, Abubakar Ibrahim, has vowed to continue with his case at the Supreme Court, where he is challenging the declaration of Musa Wada as the winner of the party's governorship primary election. Some party bigwigs in the state, led by the Deputy Publicity Secretary Kabir Mohammed, had last weekend accused the aspirant of sabotaging the party's ambition at the ongoing governorship tribunal with his legal tussle at the Supreme Court to seek redress after he, Abubakar, had promised to abide by the appeal court's decision before it ruled in Wada's favor. The bigwigs also called on the state and national executive councils of the party to suspend both the governorship aspirant and his father, former Governor Ibrahim Idris, whom they ascribed were working underground for the ruling APC in the state. But Abubakar, a son of former Governor Ibrahim Idris, has described the party bigwigs' outburst as an attempt to intimidate and cow him from getting justice. Former Senator representing Kogi West, Dino Milaye, has filed a lawsuit at a federal high court in Abuja against the Infectious Disease Bill titled Control of Infectious Disease Bills 2020. Defendants in the suit include Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Bajabiamila, the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, and the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu. The bill, which was sponsored by Bajabiamila and his colleagues, Pascal Obi and Tanko Sununu, seeks to empower the federal government to convert any property in the country, including private property, to isolation centers. According to them, the proposed law is designed to prevent the spread of a possible outbreak of infectious diseases, but members of the House protested that they were not served copies of the bill while it was read at plenary on Tuesday before it hurriedly passed first and second readings on the same day. There were also accusations that the sponsors largely plagiarized a similar law on disease control by Singapore. Melaye, in a tweet on Monday, said he had taken legal actions against Gbajabiamila and others, and also shared the documents of the suit on his Twitter handle. The Kogi State Independent Electoral Commission has assured the leadership of the Inter-Party Advisory Council of its readiness to conduct free, fair and credible council elections. Chairman of COSEC, Marban Eri, gave the assurance when the commission played host to leaders of IPAC in Kogi State. Eri explained that the commission's earlier directive that all interested parties should visit the COSEC headquarters to submit names and designation of the executives has been hampered by the COVID-19 pandemic. He, however, assured them of further meetings after normalcy has been returned to all business, political and economic activities in the state. He said COSEC will carry all political parties along without prejudice. The chairman of IPAC, Ilyas Badanga, assured the Electoral Commission of the Advisory Council's support, adding that IPAC visited the Commission's headquarters to get acquainted with the registration procedure for all the parties in the state and the arrangements in place for the distribution of materials for the council polls. He frowned at the decision of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to deregister 74 political parties without recourse to due process and provisions of the law. The Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello appointed Femi Bolaji as his special advisor on culture and tourism. Bolaji was until his appointment the unit head of N-Power, Kogi State Social Investment Program. Bolaji from EGBE in Yaba West is a business management expert, a seasoned technocrat and a renowned philanthropist. Bolaji completed his secondary education at Government College Ikorodu in Lagos State, where he went further for his tertiary education at Kwara State Polytechnic and then proceeded to Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, Bauchi. He acquired his professional qualification at Lagos Business School, where he studied entrepreneurial management. He has equally participated in entrepreneurial management training at the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program. A frontline politician, Osanaye Francis Oluyori, has held the appointment of Femi Bolaji as special advisor to the Kogi State Governor on Culture and Tourism. Osanaye, the APC chairmanship aspirant for Yaba West local government, who made the comments in a congratulatory message to Bolaji, said the appointment is a reward for hardship. Osanaye said the appointment did not come as a surprise, as Bolaji has paid his dues as a grassroots political tactician. The chairmanship hopeful urged the newly appointed special advisor to see the appointment as an opportunity to do more in service to the people of Kogi State. Meanwhile, in a chat with journalists in Lokoja on his appointment, Bolaji expressed his heartfelt gratitude to Governor Yahya Bello for considering his worthy, while thanking the people of Yaba West for their support. He assured the governor of his commitment and determination to serve the state and his people to the best of his ability, while working at consolidating on his previous remarkable achievements. A member of Kogi State House of Assembly representing Yaba West State constituency, Aderonke Aro, has also congratulated Femi Bolaji on his appointment. Aro, who doubles as the chairman, House Committee on Health and Social Services, said Bolaji's appointment was made after a careful assessment of his credentials and competence, as well as his patriotic disposition and loyalty while at the Social Investment Office. Three notorious criminals terrorizing the people of Ijumu local government area of Kogi State have been arrested by the Joint Security Task Force. The Senior Special Assistant on Security to the State Governor and Chairman Forum of Senior Special Assistants on Security, Honorable Taufik Issa, disclosed this to newsmen in Ijumu. He said that amongst those arrested include a suspected criminal who robbed a man of the sum of 1.8 million naira along OKENE Kaba Road in the middle of April this year. Taufik said that the suspect, who was on the wanted list of the police, was arrested in a hotel with a lady, adding that the victim identified him as one of the robbers who attacked him. He said 2 other armed robbery suspects landed in the net set by the security forces put in EGBE local government. He said the armed robbers were arrested on Friday. Intelligence reports were received of a man stabbed to the point of death in Agric, and he immediately deployed security agencies to the scene. He said the suspect has confessed to the crimes. Efforts are ongoing to arrest the gang leader alongside 2 others who escaped from the scene of the crime at Agric. The man stabbed at Agric was taken to the hospital and his medical bills footed by the Chief Security Officer of EGBE local government, Taufik Issa. Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello has expressed condolences with his Sokoto State counterpart, Aminu Waziri Tambuwa, over the death of his father, Sheikh Haruna Tambuwa. Sheikh Tambuwa died on Thursday, 7th of May in Sokoto at the age of 96. Bello, in his condolence message signed by his Chief Press Secretary Onogo Mohammed, described the late Tambuwa as a devout Muslim and community leader who lived an exemplary life. Bello, while consoling the governor over the death, urged him to take solace in the fact that his father died at a ripe old age during the holy month of Ramadan. He prayed God to grant the late Sheikh Tambuwal al-Jannah and fortitude to the family members to bear the loss. This is where we wrap it up on this week's edition of Kogi in Focus. Join us same time next week for a fresh edition of the program. Please endeavor to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Kogi in Focus TV, and watch our previous editions. Remember, COVID-19 is real. Let's stay safe by observing all the preventive guidelines laid down by government and national and international health bodies. And until I come your way again, I'm Khadija Mohammed, asking you to keep doing to others what you want them to do to you. Bye for now.